Hello, and I wanna do this. How much of a feminist are you? Find out just how woke you really are. This is from I think couple of weeks ago. This feminist test from BuzzFeed, and I think this is very interesting because actually this gives me a chance to just jump from a topic to topic, and also because you get some points just for knowing stuff, which is very interesting. So I'm afraid how feminist am I, but let's see. So check all that apply. 1. I would be willing to give up some of my salary if I had to, so that equal pay in my workplace could be a reality. Now, I'm not a cock, so I'm not giving my money so that someone gets paid more for the same work. And because I believe that it is actually in Finland illegal, and in most countries in Western world, to pay women less for the same job, it doesn't really happen. There can be maybe one or two instance or something, and they should go to the police, and those will get fixed, sorted out. But what they are referring here is that there have been a lot of studies that just take everything women earn as a one pile, and everything men earn as a one pile, and don't take into a consideration a lot of things, like for example like, are you working as a teacher, or are you working as a nurse, or are you working as a heart surgeon, and have you been studying that for 3 years, or have you been studying that for 20 years, and you have very unflexible times as a surgeon when you work, and stuff like that. So basically we are already paid equal, and I'm not willing to pay you more, so no. I believe that men and women should be equal. Yes, and they mostly are, like at the moment. 3. I can't help but be bothered when a song includes misogynistic lyrics, even when I otherwise like the song. I don't care. Like, I think rap music is also art. Like, some songs are really good, even if some songs are misogynistic. I don't give a fuck. That is art, and I think art should be free as a form of expression to say what you want. And I think we would have a lot of like very meaningful songs would just go away if you think that this is a problem. I know who Bell Hooks is. Yes, I actually had to read about her when I studied for university to become a teacher, but I didn't get in. I can define intersectional feminism. So intersectional feminism is the intersection, like how people are oppressed for their gender, like females are oppressed more than men, but then the intersection comes in that you can be even more oppressed if you are, for example, a black woman, or you are, for example, a black paralectic, or black gay woman, or whatever. So intersectional feminism is just the idea that there are different intersections where you can be oppressed in one aspect of your identity and even more oppressed in another, or less oppressed. So, for example, if you are white female, then you are not as oppressed as if you were a black female. But I think, even though I understand this, I think the one problem is that it's very situational. In some cases, like for example, there can be laws or whatever in situation that it will really fuck this up. For example, let's say that a Muslim man beats a homosexual white woman for being a lesbian, or just just says that go home, the Sharia law is now in effect in Germany or whatever, then there have been a lot of cases where you don't really get the same kind of punishment than you would if you were a white male doing it and not a Muslim. But then again, like, who can say if a black lesbian woman or a white Muslim, because Muslim is just believing in that religion, white Muslim male who actually is more oppressed? Like, it's very hard questions. I don't use the phrase high guys when referring to a group of people that include men and women. I use that. I'm sorry. I have taken woman and gender studies class. Nope. I think it's important to encourage girls to pursue science and math as a career. I actually think that whatever you want. I don't think they should be necessarily encouraged. They can be encouraged. I don't think it's a bad thing per se, but like sure, whatever. Like, I believe that people should do the work they love and what they want, and not necessarily go for science or math if they don't feel it like it, but they can go, and that can be interesting, and certainly if they pursue science or math, then they'll get more pay than if they just go for these women or gender studies classes. But I don't think we should have any kind of quotas that we can only take half and half to women's and gender studies class and half men and women to math and science studies. And how do you feel? How do you think it's okay? How do you think it's? Let's go back here. That if you believe as a feminist that men and women should be equal, then how can you kind of have? You want quotas in some studies like science and math, and you want more girls there, but then you are not gonna put quotas for nursing or teaching or whatever in a way that they would benefit men if it would ever happen that in university there would be more girls. Like, actually right now in universities a lot more girls study than boys at the moment, at least in my country, but anyway, so you should believe in being equal, and I don't think that's why it's not important to encourage girls. You can encourage them if you want. It's not a bad thing, but it's not important either. Women should be allowed to apply for a job if they fulfill 60% of the job requirements. Well, maybe no, maybe 100% of the job requirements, or whatever, like same as men. There should be no difference. I believe in meritocracy in a way that the best person should be taken for the job. I think we should change women's bathroom symbol to not include traditional feminine clothing, skirt, dresses, etc. No, I don't care. I think it might become confusing or odd if the women were naked or having jeans in the picture, so in a black picture on a white background or whatever, so no way. I believe trans people should be able to use whichever bathroom they identify with. Well, yeah, it's okay for me. I believe it's important to encourage women to negotiate. Well, yeah, I think women should negotiate more. They should answer my videos, make a video replies, and negotiate with these feminist issues and other things. I believe Jennifer Lawrence should earn as much as her male co-stars. I actually just quickly saw a debate today about this case that they claimed that Jennifer Lawrence, when he was, I think, just like a supporting actor in a movie, even though he get, I think, some kind of a prize for good performance, should get as much as the main star of the movie that happens to be male. No, I think I believe it's important to encourage women to negotiate better deals for their jobs, but then they get what they earn and deserve. You can negotiate a better contract for yourself, but you don't. If you are not the main lead, you don't get as much money as the main lead, probably, if you are not very good at negotiating. I mean, I'm sure there's been cases where someone like Anthony Hopkins might get more paid in some obscure small movie than some no-name actor that might have a bigger role, but usually no. 14. I do not think a movie should be released unless it passes the Bechdel test. I don't know what's the Bechdel test, so I don't believe in it. I believe all genders are entitled to the same social and political rights. Yes. 16. And yeah, by the way, that is that. Can you name one social or political right that women have and men don't have in today's Western society? Waiting still on that. 16. I can explain why 28 cents to a dollar is not a fully accurate description of the gender wage gap. Yes, I can. Like I explained before, it's taken into account all the money women make, all the money men make, and just compared the sums, and oh my god, seems that a lot of women are working in fields that are not as highly paid, or they don't want to do as much overtime as men and stuff like that. So the actual, it's not a gender wage gap, it's earnings gap. If you take into consideration everything these I know, then it's like a 2% or whatever, and it's hard to even know what affects to that, but not at close fully accurate, not accurate at all, I would say. 17. I believe that women who possess certain types of privilege are responsible for advocating for women who don't have their level of privilege. No, I don't think so, because I think that anyone can make the choice to advocate what they want. I advocate for men's rights, and I advocate for I advocate why it's not actually equality that you are advocating for when you say equality, because you don't understand equality. You mix equality of outcome with the equality of opportunity and stuff like that. But like, just if we have that more women are studying for nursing and such jobs that don't pay that much, then tell me how to fix that. Like, yeah, you can add, you can fucking and they do that already so much, but you can encourage girls to pursue science and math careers. But if they still don't do it, if they still chose to do something they like more, then what do you do then? Like, tell me a fix that isn't insane, because I think it might be very hard to find any fix for that. If I had a daughter, I would encourage her to be anything she wanted to be. Hell yeah! 19. I would make it clear to my daughter from an early age that her identity should never be defined by her relationship status. Yeah. I believe it's important to compliment women's intelligence over her looks. I think it's important to give compliments. I think actually, for me, I like to give compliments, and many times when I give daily compliments to people, I like to give them to also strangers, and I don't usually know so much. I could actually, if I've just had like a couple of sentences or talked a little bit only, that I can't tell about the intelligence part yet, but I can be honest and give compliment if I see that she has a beautiful face or very interesting hair or whatever I like. So I give genuine compliments, but I don't believe it's important to compliment intelligence over her looks. I think if the woman shows a sissy fit if I compliment her looks, then maybe she's not that self-confident, and I don't want to waste more time on that then. So whatever. I believe that woman has the right to choose what happens to her body. Well, this is interesting way to word that. Do you believe women should have right to abortion? Do you think women should have right to basically kill their babies? But I can give them the right to abortion. Sure thing. In an instance of sexual assault against female, I am inclined to believe the assaulted person is telling the truth until proven otherwise. No. Always it's the side to prove is the accusation. So you have to prove in a court that it actually happened, and then it's then I believe you. But also, if like my friend or family member would come to me and tell me they're sexually assaulted, it's not about believing or not. I will support her, and I think I will believe her if she's close relative to me or a good friend or whatever, like friend. Then but like I'm not about to raise pitchforks and go make the life hell for this other person before I know the facts, before I know what's happened. Because more and more nowadays there's come a lot of rape accusations that aren't true, and they are trying to wield it as a weapon so that they can just make a life hell for a guy just to say that he raped me. It's almost like now in England they have this in some place, I think Nottingham, this law that you can get a misogynistic hate crime if you try to hit on a girl and they don't like it. So just giving more power to the opposite sex to have control over other people, and I think that this is very much trying to shift the blame so that you are proven guilty and you have to prove your innocence, but that is not how cases of law work. That is not how justice works. You have to actually prove that someone is guilty, and that's why I can't in good conscience click it. 23. I can explain Marley-Triest's influence on women's fashion. Nope. I know what a bad feminist is. I think it's actually bad feminist is a book, a self-biography of some feminist, but I think bad feminist is just kind of a, I will click this, but I think it's kind of a like this no true Scotsman fallacy that if you are sex negative feminist and you see a sex positive feminist, then they are the bad feminist. It's just that something that they don't believe exactly same as you, then they are a bad feminist, whatever you believe in that situation. I hope I'm not wrong, but maybe someone can point me if this means something else. 25. I believe that women should be able to dress however they want without it dictating how they are treated by society. Yeah, true. Society should treat everyone equally, whatever they wear. Like there shouldn't be any societal difference, and it doesn't mean that you get to be raped if you wear something wrong or whatever. So in every case, I think that people should be able to dress the way they are. But actually, it's interesting that it's much more. The society is much more open for girls to experiment with men's clothing and other type of clothing and pants or whatever. But like for men, it's very frowned upon if you have something else than what a man traditionally wears. But I don't really care about that either. You sometimes wear also interesting stuff. I used to be a court. I have never said that a woman asked for it. Yeah, that is true. I am offended by catcalling. Hell no, I like catcalling, but I don't think you understand catcalling. Like, feminists think it's some horrible, horrible thing, and I think it's just if you go and talk to people, have a pleasant conversation, you can learn something new, you can make new friends, and I don't think if I say hey beautiful or God bless you, then I don't think it's a bad thing if that happens on a street where you're walking. I don't think women should get VIP treatment at nightclubs and bars just for being women. Yeah, I don't think women should get VIP treatment. I think police brutality and its correlation with race is a feminist issue. No fucking way. And yeah, I noticed you made it into a feminist issue. I've noticed how Black Lives Matter has come to England and has come to Sweden even. But like the wage gap, a lot of lies there. This whole correlation with race and police brutality seems to be a fake as hell. Like in Sweden, there's hardly any black people shot by the police, and still they talk about it in videos like it's from the Bible. Fucking disgraceful race baiters and very truly racist people, those Black Lives Matter activists. I think in a way they are racist against each other because they believe in these completely false boogeyman that police wants to shoot them, even though by statistics it seems quite unlikely. Like a lot of it can be explained by just that proportionally they do way more crime. Like 13% of the black population do like 60% of the violent crimes and homicides at least, and then like also resist arrest for 9 times more than white culprits. So yeah, if you resist arrest and get shot, you should get a Darwin Award, and if you don't resist, then you have a as good as chance of surviving as white people have. So make of that what you want. I think we should stop promoting models as ideal female body type. Yeah, I don't think we should stop promoting models because I think models are useful. Like if you have a like tall and thin girl, then when she walks in a catwalk, she can really represent the clothes, and those clothes would also look quite nice on many more normal body types. But other way around, it doesn't really work. If you have XXXXL model, some fat model, then just put that cloth over a thin girl and it looks like a paperback. So I think models are useful for the fashion industry and clothing industry, but as an ideal female body type, promoting it is very bad because basically you don't even have to promote it. You have to just show girl pictures of beautiful women and they get so jealous and feel so inferior and basically in some cases develop an eating disorder just by showing them pictures. Media shows them pictures. There's no text. Like if you have some bikini advertisement, some kind of that has rang up controversy for fat shaming, then it doesn't actually say, there's nothing in the advertisement itself saying that you should be this. It just says bikini body and a woman that looks good. It doesn't say that you or all people should try to achieve this for themselves, but still women think that they should, and that they say that and then have bad feelings about it and have like eating disorders for that pressure. So yeah, you shouldn't promote models as an ideal female body type, because you don't even have to do that. You have to just show them and don't talk about ideal body type at all. You can say that this is awful looking, and still they will compare each other to that and they will feel bad. So I don't know what's the right answer, but certainly not promoting them as ideal female body. I think we should stop photoshopping women bodies in the media. I don't know. I don't think so. If they sell, they sell. Like, I think media should have a choice what kind of people they wanna show in their media. I have never called woman a pussy. I really have. I think companies should offer more child-friendly time and programs to women who are having children. No, because they would then most probably want equal pay for working less. So maybe not. Maybe don't give them that. I believe that women should be offered the same opportunities for promotion as her male co-workers, of course. I believe that if a woman wants to pay on a date, her date should let her. Yeah, sure. Like, I paid for women's drink or whatever, and they paid for mine. I prefer that we both pay our own, but I don't really strongly resist either way. Like, if someone has like a very clear idea of it, and one way and can explain it to me why and whatever, and let's go. I believe that women should have easy access to birth control. Yes. I believe that in relationship the domestic duties should be shared. Yes. I think that couples should have equal responsibility over the aesthetic and cleanliness of their home. Yes. I believe that men should be encouraged to be involved and make choices in the wedding planning process. Yes. I believe that men and women have the same emotional strength. No. Like, it could be something I misinterpret about femininity and masculinity, but I have the feeling that in many cases women just, when I'm in a relationship, just yell at me because they are so emotionally distressed for something very little. It could be because of a period or whatever, but like then I have to calm them down and stay relatively calm, even though they are being totally pitchy and totally not in charge of their own feelings. For me, emotional strength is the ability to not go for the if you have an impulse that you feel bad and you wanna cry about it, then emotional strength is that you can handle your emotions and not be pitchy to other people if that's not for your best. Like, you can be pitchy if you want to be pitchy and think it will be beneficial for you, or you like to do that. No problem there. But if you can't fight it, that is the real emotional weakness, that if you can't fight your emotions but they overwhelm you and make you do stuff that you maybe even regret later or whatever. I do not think that it is responsibility of a man to protect woman physically. I do not think this is. I do not think that they can or they can protect or they can't. It's an individual choice, I think. I believe that men and women should be equally encouraged to express their emotions. Actually, no. Because it's not just that. I would like to have that society wouldn't look down upon men expressing their emotions, but because they shouldn't be encouraged, because a lot of girls say that they want an emotional guy and they want a guy who talks about their feelings and whatever. And then when you do studies about it, uh, uh, men who are more emotional are considered and seen to be gay. People actually sometimes, for the way I act, I might be very enthusiastic or whatever. The way I act, people ask me straight to my face, girls usually, that am I gay? And unless that changes, that it doesn't give, well, basically a lot less reproductive rights, not reproductive rights, but reproductive chances when you express your emotions. If women change how they biologically react to a man, that they want this alpha male and stuff like that, then I don't think it should be encouraged. I think you can encourage girls to have express their emotions or not, but you shouldn't encourage men if they get into a disadvantage in their life by doing so. I have never asked woman why she does not have children. Yeah, I think I haven't. I would be equally excited to have a son or a daughter. Yeah, I think so. I think American workplace culture is often not structured in a way that is helpful or encouraging to women succeeding. I don't know. I don't know American workplace culture, so I don't think anything about it. I think women have responsibility to help and encourage other women to pursue their goals. No, everyone can individually do whatever. I like to encourage people to pursue their goals because I want to be some kind of a teacher or life coach or whatever. But like that's my individual choice. I think women are equally capable to men to be president of the United States. Yeah, sure. But I don't think Hillary is very good choice. I would like to actually have a non-feminist woman president, but maybe someday. I believe that women have no responsibility to make a conscious effort to always be friendly and polite. Yeah, people are free. People are free to do, and I would actually, unless it in the future gets me in a jail, I would like people to act genuine around me, like be whatever they want, but maybe not go to the police. That if I asked how much is the time, that I should go to jail for street calling or whatever. That would be nice. That would be exceptionally good. But like other than that, you can say, if I go, hello, how are you, and you go, piss off, you faggot. I don't mind. I really don't mind. Like I've heard worst and I've heard better, and I don't. You are not just a big deal in my life. No matter how beautiful you are, that I would really bat an eye or feel bad or anything. Like I want people to come as they are, because that tells me what kind of person you really are. I have never criticized a woman for not wearing makeup or wearing too much makeup. I probably have, and I've teased people about that. I believe a woman is a woman if that is what she calls herself, regardless of her physical attributes and makeup. No, I don't, but because you get extra points for feminism for this point, then remember this when the when you are charged with misogynistic hate crime for talking to a woman, just tell them you are a woman. Because this is just so fucking crazy, this feminist intersectional stuff. But let's see how I did. 25 out of 50. You are pretty woke and definitely try to stay informed about what's going in the world of feminism and how you can make it better. Oh my god. So I'm actually quite good, even though I ideologically oppose everything that feminism wants. Well, not what it claims that wants. I want equality of equality to sexist, but it's not what the feminists want, clearly.